Alright, hello everyone, and welcome back to patch 10.24, the one right after the preseason changes. So, I'm gonna be very honest, I'm gonna come out clean and say it. I have not played too much of this patch at all. I just haven't had the interest to because ranked is, not really going on. There's no rewards you could get for it. It's preseason, so it doesn't really matter. And all these new changes are really confusing, and I don't know what's good, and I'm kind of sucking ass, and COD came out, so I've been mostly playing that each and every day, all day. So, there's all that stuff. But I did play. I did try out some stuff. And I've seen that, some champions are a little crazy, like Akali, and AD's basically still kind of blow dick, except kind of Vayne and Kog'Maw, a little bit. But aside from that, oh, and Jhin. Jin's actually pretty good, too. Aside from that, I don't really know what else to expect, so I'm not gonna, hopefully, have this one run as long as my other patch note reviews, just because, excuse me, there's not much to say. Now, I will give my thoughts on what I can, but in general, it's gonna be going into uncharted waters. So anyway, let's go. Hey, is this thing on? ASMR. Anyone still alive after the chunk of last patch? I'm not. I'm fucking out to COD. Honestly, I've had almost no real drive to play League either. Hopefully I can quit the game soon and then come back in a year when everything's new. So here we are, preseason aftermath. We bring you a series of changes that are overwhelmingly heavy on items. A long story short, AP mythics are strong across the board, while other items, aka ADC, are pretty weak. So come along for the ride as we drive down the overperforming and rev up the underwhelming, you know the drill. More out of the ordinary are two new behavioral system updates. Oh. To mitigate the blow of AFKs. Okay. Oh. One more thing. We also encourage you to revisit 10.23 patch notes. Yeah, I don't care. So, we're not reading that. But we have a lot of skins coming. So, let me go over them real quick. I'm going to be honest. I barely looked at any of these. But I can give my opinion. Cosmic Flight Anivia. They actually changed a lot of the names here from, just Cosmic Anivia to, Cosmic Flight, Cosmic Charger, Cosmic Invoker. They actually added, a little bit more detail, which I did like. Anyway, Cosmic Flight Anivia. I didn't see it, so I don't know. Is it a good skin? I don't know. Is it for a champion that deserves it? Hell no. Cosmic Charger Hecarim. Haven't seen it. Does Hecarim deserve it? No. Cosmic Invoker Alawi. I have seen this one. It's pretty decent. And I actually think Alawi does deserve a skin, so that's fine. Cosmic Destiny Nami. I haven't seen it. No, I have seen it. It looks kind of ass. Does Nami deserve it? No. Cosmic Huntress Nidalee. No. Just no. Don't give Nidalee skins, no. Cosmic Sting Skarner. Yes. Does he deserve it? Yes. Have I seen it? Yes. It's his best fucking skin, in my opinion. Cosmic Hunter Varus. Does he deserve it? No. Is it a good skin? Hell yes. This skin is amazing on Varus. Cosmic Devourer Vladimir. Have I seen it? Yes. Is it good? Yes. Does Vlad deserve it? Kinda. He has a lot of skins. Dark Cosmic Lysandra. Does she deserve it? Kinda. Is it good? Yeah. That's about it. And Star Guardian Soraka Prestige Edition. I don't give a fuck about that. That's fucking stupid. Soraka has too many skins. So, champions. Amumu. He's actually really OP. I think tank mythics are really fucking OP, if not just tanks themselves, because ADs kind of suck ass. So, Amumu, I've actually seen either at the 20 minute mark or after the 20-minute mark, he can solo Baron. Amumu can solo Baron. That is a problem. So I'm assuming they're nerfing the items. I don't know if just Amumu's strong with the new items or if the new item nerfs are going to be enough. But my guess is they're probably going to nerf Amumu. Oh, what's going on, Bridget? Haven't seen you in a minute. So what are they doing? Base damage over... Okay, they're nerfing the W. That fucking blows. Base damage over time. So the base damage is going down by 3. That's fine. 3 later, early, it doesn't really matter. You're not maxing this first, I hope. Damage ratio is going down even more, so they're prioritizing you to build tank, and you're getting less out of AP. And then no longer occasionally fires at a slight increased pace. Huh. So I'm assuming this is because they're also nerfing damage. This seems like a fucking wiener nerf. This seems like it does nothing. But I'm assuming that's because the items are getting hit too. Hecarim, he's getting a skin, so I'm assuming he's getting a buff here. Because why would you give a skin to a person who's getting nerfed and hopefully not playable? Or hopefully not unplayable. There we go. So what are they doing? Passive bonus move speed to bonus damage conversion decreased. E bonus move speed decreased later and... okay, so they're just hard nerfing Hecarim. New items gave Hecarim a bit too much extra pep in his gallop. Okay. Devastating charge. I have a feeling... Now, I didn't want to mention this now, but I will. Next patch, the new champion's coming, Rel. And she's basically half Hecarim. And because of that, they're going to nerf Hecarim to make Rel look, I think, better. Because she kind of does what he does kit-wise in a similar way. Just like tanky. She's like the tanky Hecarim, basically. The tanky support Hecarim. But her kit shares, like, in my eyes, some similarities with Hecarim's. Anyway, so they're nerfing him. The bonus move speed from his passive is down by 6%. That's going to hit. That's going to hit some people. The E devastating charge bonus move speed is down. Okay. Hecarim no longer gains more than 10% move speed immediately after casting E. Oh. Okay, so Hecarim's just worse across the board. I don't know how good he is. Again, I haven't played too much, and I've never seen Hecarim jungle yet, so I'm assuming these are okay. I think Hecarim might take a little bit of ass, but he seems alright. I just don't know what he builds. Maybe Try still. I'm pretty sure he builds Try, but that's whatever. Okay, Kale. I heard Kale was a little sicko, actually. Now, I have no god idea what you even build on Kale, but there's a big but. I heard she was really good, and the fact that they buffed her to scale off AP with attack speed just covered her main weakness, right? When you built attack speed, you had to build AD, but personally, the AP Kale was better, but you liked AD for what it gave, aka attack speed, and then it gave crit, which you didn't need, and then it gave damage, which you didn't need. But now by building AP, you get attack speed anyway. Well, you needed damage, but you get attack speed anyway with AP, which you want more than any other stat. Besides attack speed. So, now AP gives attack speed, and it was a little crazy, so they have to nerf it. I know it's nerfed. I saw this change. It's nerfed by basically half, which is a big hit, but it's not too bad. It's just going to shove Kale where she belongs, and that's to being, again, a non-champion before 6 and after 6, still pretty decent. Because overall, comparing this to non-buffed Kale, excuse me, with this passive, she's still going to do better than she did. So, we're still, like, in buff territory, just not as much. So that's good. Samira, this person is going to keep getting nerfed because people think she's OP. She's not OP. You build armor, or you're a tank with CC, or you just have CC in general. If you build armor or have CC, you counter her. If the bot lane's dumb, yeah, she could snowball. Yeah, she could get ahead. Yeah, she's kind of a hyper carry. But it's not impossible to shut her down. And if you build armor and fucking just CC her, it's really not hard. It really isn't. Yeah, she might be a little safer than most ADs, but she has like almost no range. And again, armor cucks her so hard. Like, it's insane how bad it feels when you play Samira, how bad that cucks you. But anyway, they're nerfing her. They're not going to buff her. She's just going to get the Aphelios treatment and just get straight nerfs. So what are they doing now? Passive melee blade bonus damage ratio decreased. That's actually crazy. I thought she should be incentivized to be going in, but I guess not. Dash range against immobilized enemies decreased. Okay, that was kind of ridiculous, but that's fine. It's basically making her more unsafe with her dash. Or she has to play more in, basically. She can't just wait outside of range for her support to CC and then go in. She actually has to stay a little closer, which is fine. But I don't know about the melee change. Let's see how much it is. Let's see what they say. With more items that grant both lifesteal and crit, shield bow, Samira both poses a menacing threat in lane, even when being actively zoned out. We're nerfing her all in potential, so that she has to think twice before charging in. Wouldn't that make it so you just don't want to go in? Like, if you're nerfing her all in, she's not going to think twice. She's going to not think at all to do it. But, whatever. I guess this makes Samira players say, okay, unless I really spend the whole game poking them, then I could go in and actually play out her fantasy, rather than just playing a fucking poke bot that has no range. Okay. Melee blade damage 7.5 AD. That's not too bad of a nerf from 10%. I mean, it's something, but it's not too bad. Dash range against mobilized enemies goes from 800 to 650. Okay, so she has Caitlyn range level 1. Then she goes back up to 950, so she's losing 50 range later. So early is where it's taking the big hit, which I agree. I think her early game is the main issue. Early game, if you have a CC support and you're Samira and you both do what you're supposed to do, you really don't lose. Like, so making her a bit more unsafe against poke champions is pretty okay in my book. This is an okay nerf. I think it's not really warranted, but it's not too bad. Yeah, sorry, Auntie, I can't pick up for you. But it's not too bad. So I think this is fine. Just don't nerf her more. Tryndamere. So the Q. Or wait, fuck. Before I even read anything, what do I think of Tryndamere? I don't know, but he seems like he would be OP. Because he's one of the crit people who got adjusted specifically for the patch, so I'm assuming they really went to work and kind of just mismanaged him, and he's good. He's too good. What are they doing? Tryndamere is critting less often and for less damage, so we're amping up his damage. Wow, okay, so they looked at him, they changed him for preseason, they actually fucked up because he was weak, even though they specifically looked at him, and they have to buff him. That's actually crazy. So the Q bonus AD is doubling early. Okay, I mean, you're maxing Q anyway, so it doesn't really matter. It's going up by 5 later, that's ass. Bonus AD per 1% missing health is going up by a decent amount, actually. Ooh. So now if you're Tryndamere and you're low, you're actually going to be hurting, like, a bit more, so... Oh, yeah, and the crit changes, too. Tryndamere just hurts less overall. Yeah, I think this is a great buff, actually. Because Tryndamere just needs straight damage because he lost the crit multiplier. Everyone did. But, this is really good for Tryndamere. I guess he's weak, and again, Tryndamere's a simple champion. He's either weak and you lose, or he's strong and you win. And even then, it depends on heavily the matchup you're against. But I think this is an okay change. I think he probably will need more buffs, though, if he wants to actually be decently fun. But that's just me. Tryndamere's probably still ass. Varus. Holy shit, I see a paragraph right here. I don't even know what to think yet. I have no clue what to think. But as far as I know, Varus, I have no clue. I haven't seen him. I haven't heard anything. What are they doing? Q Blight detonation cooldown reduction removed. Okay. Damage from Blight effects detonate with Q are now increased by the amount of time Varus charges it for. Oh. W bonus damage reduced. Detonating Blight stack on enemy champions and epic monsters now reduced all basic attack cooldowns. Huh? Huh? R now snaps Varus to face the direction while missile speed reduced. What? As a consistent high priority pick in pro play, Varus's tuning has often left players feeling unsatisfied. We're shifting power play from elements that are typically strong in pro play, such as reliable CC and lean bullying, and back into Varus's unique playstyle of charged arrows. Oh no. Oh god, okay. This sounds bad, but whatever. So, Blight cooldown reduction. So previously, if you had Blight on someone and you Q'd them, the Q cooldown would be lessened. But they took that away now. Okay, that's bad. Blow up. Damage from Blight's effects detonated with Piercing Arrow are now increased by the amount of time Varus charges it up. So they're really prioritizing just hitting the Q and charging it too. In addition to increasing Piercing Arrow's damage by up to 50%. Okay. So that's Blight effects. Okay. Alright. So the W bonus damage on the autos is going down by a lot late game. That is actually crazy. I didn't think that was the problem. But they probably don't want on hit. I think on hit Varus is probably what they don't want, which is ironically my favorite Varus. That sucks. Sending a Blight stack on enemy champion now reduces all basic... Cool. Oh, I thought it said basic attack. Okay. Of the max cooldown per stack. So now... 12, 24, 36. So you get 36% of your basic abilities cooldowns reset if you hit it. So that's where they gave the Q back. So now instead of detonating one blight stack and you get the cooldown back from Q, you're actually incentivized to detonate more than one and actually charge up the arrow to do more damage with them. That's fine. Varus now snaps to face the target direction on the start of the cast. I don't know what that means really. I think that's a nerf. And then the missile speed is down by a lot. I already thought Varus' ult was decently whatever. Like, it wasn't fast, but it wasn't slow. But you could definitely react to it. Now I feel like it's going to be really easy to fucking dodge. But they really want to take out the fact that Varus can actually do anything, so... overall, we'll have to see these changes. I think, personally... I mean, obviously to on-hit, it's a nerf. But to people who charge up the Q and just, you know, use Q and probably are going to build lethality or some stupid shit or just pure damage, probably lethality, this is probably a buff. But I think Varus, at least my favorite Varus, is nerfed. But definitely a buff to just damage Varus, I guess. Okay, Yasuo. What do I think of Yasuo, right? Yasuo, they're probably going to include Yone, too. I could already see his name at the bottom, so I was right. Because Yasuo and Yone are basically the same champion. Except Yone's better. Actually, he's good for different things. But Yasuo and Yone, I don't know. I haven't seen them. From what I've seen, though, I would think they would be strong because for the main fact, they just overcap on crit, right? Now, you could probably easily overcap on crit because you're getting double. So, on other people, you'd get 100. On Yasuo and Yone, you'd get 200. But now they scale off crit too. So you're probably getting more damage, but doing less crit damage because they already have that in their passive. So, if I had to take a guess, I would say they're buffing them. Passive crit doubling now takes place after Rage Blade's on-hit calculations. What does this mean exactly? Yasuo's double crit chance was so powerful with Rage Blade. Okay, it's nerf. With Rage Blade, the only correct choice was to build it first in every situation. This change addresses the excessive synergy. For full transparency, given interactions like this one we've run into so far, we're currently targeting next patch for a change that will cause Rage Blade to remove crit chance from users rather than just prevent crits. Oh? If you were wondering whether you'd have to learn the Rage Blade playstyle to keep playing Yasuo in preseason, the answer is no. So they don't want Yasuo and probably Yone to build Rage Blade at all. Huh. Wait, what? We're currently targeting the next patch for a change that will cause Rage Blade to remove crit chance. Damn. So Yasuo would just get a shit ton of AD with the Rage Blade passive, or Rage Knife, whatever the fuck it's called. That's crazy. We have the Wanderer's crit-related effects now. Wait to activate until any other effects that care about crit have been taken care of. This primarily means crit chance is no longer doubled before Junso's Rage Blade calculates on-hit damage. So basically, what does this mean? This means you're not double-dipping to get Junso's damage. For instance, Yasuo, let's say I build a cloak, right? A cloak gives what, 15% crit now? For the terms of Rage Blade would calculate that as 30% because that's Yasuo's passive, that's what it's giving him. And he would get 30% worth of damage of crit from on-hitting, even though he only bought 15. So it would be an insta-buy, and then you'd rush crit. And it gave crit too, so it was like, it was just good. But they're nerfing that. Now it's giving the normal amount as everyone else. So he's not double dipping, which is kind of sad. I thought that was a really good change for Yasuo. That sounds like it'd be OP, actually. I really like that, but they don't want that. Is it the same thing for Yone? It's the same thing for Yone. Okay, cool. And that's ironically enough all the champion changes. That's actually a lot faster than I thought. Wow. Okay, so now we get to the items. I really cannot say much about these. I have to look at the specific ones because I have a few opinions, mostly on the ADC items, but we'll get to it. So, first item up, Blade of the Ruined King, not Jinso's Rage Blade. Excuse me. Blade of the Ruined King. I think it's pretty decent. I actually think it's really, really good for what it does. The fact that you get the active on a proc, you get every 3 autos, and you don't have to wait 60 seconds to use it, is super, super good. I think Blade of the Ruined King is actually really fucking good. For attack speed people. Nah! Gainita. Okay, my grandparents are annoying me. So Blade of the Ruined King, as I said, is overperforming compared to the other legendaries it competes with, dropping its power to make it look more in line with other options. What are they doing? They might nerf damage, they might nerf the passive proc, or they might nerf just, again, I mean, damage applies to stats, so, I mean, that's all they could nerf, obviously, but if I had to pick something, in my opinion, it would have to be the proc. I think they should nerf the proc. What are they doing? They're upping the gold, lowering the attack speed. Okay. I agree with this. I think they're not taking too much damage off of it. The attack speed going down is similar to nerfing the proc, kind of. Because you're not procking it as often, or as much. Even though nerfing the proc would have hit it harder, but it's good they don't want to put this item in the ground just yet. This is good. This is okay. Cosmic Drive. I have no clue what this item even does. Bumping up Cosmic Drive's power to secure its position as a viable second item. I guess it was bad. I don't know what it does. Demonic Embrace. So I know for a fact they don't like all the dot damage. Even though I think it's really like whatever. I played with the double dot on Brand, no less, I think. And it really didn't feel like anything. I mean, it was good. Oh, and Malzahar. I played with it on Malzahar. Like, the Demonic Embrace and Liandry's proc, both on the same thing, did not feel that great. And I was using it on tanks too, and it was like whatever. I mean, I did a lot of damage, but it didn't feel that satisfying to use personally. Like, I didn't really think like, wow, I'm burning this guy for so much over time. Like, no, I'm literally tickling him, but over and over again. Like, yeah. But, I guess it's too good, so they're nerfing it. 1.5 over 4 seconds to 1.2 over 3 seconds. Oh, wow. That might be a kind of buff, personally. I mean, think about this, right? They're lessening it a little bit, but making it happen faster. So, it's kind of a buff if you can reapply it. Personally, I think that's good. Okay, Eclipse. We all know this item's getting nerfed. This item's too good. Okay, yeah, it's just getting its cooldown nerfed. Everything else about it, I guess, is okay, but it's just getting its cooldown nerfed. Okay. Ember Knife. I know nothing about the jungle changes. We're opening jungle sustain back up for AoE casters who have been struggling. This comes with a small knock to the number overall. Since most junglers are equipped with some form of AoE, this will benefit. The AoE allowance only applies specifically to Ember Knife and Hailblade. So they're nerfing the Omni Vamp and making it 10%, but now it's including AoE. So overall, it's better, I would say. That's fine. Essence Reaver. This item, I guess, is sucking ass, but it's an AD item, so it's getting buffed. Great. Kraken Slayer. Okay, I could talk a lot about this one. Kraken Slayer, in my opinion, is a good idea, but it's kind of weak, right? I would say, personally, all of the AD items are pretty decently weak. Like, oh, what the hell just happened to my phone? Okay, never mind. That's stupid. So, most of the AD items are pretty weak, right? You got Shield Bow, which is a really good defensive stat, but you're basically sacrificing the damage of the other two. You got the others, I don't even know its name because I never fucking use it, but you got the other one that lets you dash and do damage, which I've still never used and I don't want to, but at least that one does damage on a cooldown, but it does damage. And then you have Kraken Slayer, which is supposed to be the premier, okay, I want to do damage. Like, the problem with Kraken Slayer is, number one, you need to be an attack speed champ to use it. Jhin isn't picking this up. He's not. Let's face it. Jhin is probably going to pick up Immortal Shield Bow or Eclipse, because he's going lethality. Or any of the lethality items, honestly, that give him lethality, because that's the build now. But anyway, Kraken Slayer, at that point, is only good for attack speed ADs, and even then, it doesn't feel like it does enough. Like, the third proc is cool, but it stays the same. Like, it barely scales because it's true damage. They can't scale it too hard or else people would be getting melted. But it's like, I don't know. It feels so underwhelming and ass. It's like, ugh. So they're buffing it. And I don't know if this is enough, but we'll see what they're doing. Attack damage is going up by 5. That's good. Wormfallen Sacrifice attack damage up by 5. That's good. Damage ratio up by 15%. That's good. Jinso's Rageblade bug fix. Jinso's Rageblade now properly triggers at all ranges when the holder has Kraken Slayer. That's crazy, but that should make it a lot better with Jinso's. That's good. And then Liandry's. or before we move to injuries, I don't know if this is enough for Kraken Slayer. I still think it might suck ass. I still think it might need more, personally, but who knows? I just think ADs are weak. But they said they're actually going to buff crit ADs even more. So I'm going to hold my judgment. But I still think Kraken Slayer is weak. Landry's Anguish. Again, they hate the dot, so they're nerfing this. Torment damage ratio 2.5% AP to 1.5. So it scales less. Okay. So I guess late game it was really, really good. But I didn't feel it. Lich Bane. Lich Bane is also too strong, so they're nerfing it slightly. I don't think this really does that much. Luden's Tempest. Again, all the AP items they said were broken. I'm going to take their word for it. I don't know. Luden's Tempest. Wow, they really nerfed the move speed. Holy shit. You're going to feel that. Luden's Tempest is really getting a big hit. And then Echo damage ratio, that's fine. I feel like the Echo damage ratio getting nerfed, aka the actual damage part, that's okay because I feel like you get it up more often because it's on a cooldown now, right? I feel that's fair. I feel like that's okay. Moonstone Renewer. Okay, I hope they're not nerfing this. Personally, to me, this item feels kind of weak. But I'm not sure. I haven't seen it too much. It feels weak, though, in my opinion. But I love it. It's still my favorite support item if you're not going tank. Fully fixed an issue where Moonstone Renewer was not renewing if the ally is in champion combat, but the owner... That's crazy. That's actually crazy. Starlit Grace heal 30 to 60 by 37% to 60 to 90. Oh, yes. Okay, so the base heal is better. Maximum 100%. So 25, 50, 75, 100, maximum 150. So they're basically just giving more base power to it. So if you're not in combat for as long, you're getting more out of it compared to the old one. So this is literally just, if you're not fighting as much, you're getting more use out of it. And if you're fighting as much, you're probably getting the same use out of it as you did before. Before, it really prioritized constantly fighting or being in combat for longer. Now, it's not as punishing if you're not. You're healing a little bit more for not being in combat as long, which is good. I think that's good. Gnasher's Tooth. This one was overpowered, and I've seen Twitch using it, and I don't like that because I hate AP Twitch. So they're nerfing it. I feel like they're going to nerf every AP thing. Night Harvester. I have no clue what this thing even does. But it's bursting too much, so it's nerfed. Hextech Rocket Belt nerfed. PD. What do I think of PD? I think PD basically gives you nothing. So what does it give? Crit, which you need, which is good. Attack speed, which you need, which is good. And then a semi-decent passive, which is okay. And then a shit ton more attack speed if you're in combat for a while. However, what I've noticed is ADs do not do damage. And all the other crit items basically give damage, and this one doesn't. Now, the problem is, you'd think, oh, 80% attack speed if I get the proc is good, right? Wrong. Why? Because Kraken Slayer sucks. If Kraken Slayer becomes good, aka the proc becomes good, this might be better. As it stands, they both suck ass because they both give you what you don't want. Not enough damage, and that's about it. So what are they doing? They're making it cheaper, which is okay. And they're making the Spectral Waltz duration 3 seconds, which actually doesn't sound like too much, but I think that's going to be pretty big. Let me explain why. Spectral Waltz, to get it, you had to proc it every 2 seconds up to its cap. 2 seconds is not a long time. 3 seconds, you could argue it's not that much. But that's like half the duration of what we had. Half of 2 is 1, and they added half of that. Or they added half of 2 seconds into the cooldown to make it 3. So this got buffed by 50%. And overall, 3 seconds just sounds better. It's cheaper, and the buff is better. Do I think this item is going to be good? No, you're still probably not going to want it unless you just want attack speed. Unless you're like maybe Kog'Maw, maybe Jinx, and you're taking lethal. Probably Vayne, because it gives move speed. But I still think it's pretty bad. But I still like it. Prowler's Claw. This thing's getting buffed. I don't know why. I don't know what it does. Riftmaker. Bring Riftmakers down to the power of other mythics to maintain the mythic choice structure. I don't know what this does, and I'm just going to assume it was OP. Serpent's Fang. Although Fang is a strong item, it hasn't seen much action, so increasing its damage. See, I have to question Riot here. They say it's a strong item, but it hasn't been seeing action. I feel like Riot thinks it's strong, but the community actually knows it's not, and they're not using it because they know what reality is. So what are they doing? Shield Reaver damage 50 to 70. Again, I don't know what this even does, so hopefully it's good now. I don't think it's gonna be good. Tier of the Goddess. Tier users have taken a hit from both the new item system and the new tier stacking. Yeah, I saw it was taking a lot longer to stack tier. I was like, holy shit. By increasing the rate tier stacks to lessen its weaknesses, items building from the tier have had their mana values adjusted. Okay, so what are they doing? You're getting more base mana for a starting item that's really good. Excuse me. But overall, you're gaining less once you stack it, so it probably evens out. How much are you gaining? You're gaining 140 and you're losing 140 as well. Okay, so you're literally just getting more up front, which is fine. Archangels has its mana increased, so they want all the max items to do more damage because they're giving them more mana. That's fine. Is that it? Okay, that's literally it. Okay, fine. Mid lane minion changes. Mid lane holds a significant amount of power across all levels of play, so they don't like how big it is. We're also nerfing heavy roamers of note. These changes went out in patch 10.23, but were missed. So if you've been counting, you're not crazy. So mid lane cannon mains now give 10 less gold. Wow, mid lane got nerfed. Let's go! Mid lane cannon mains now gain 30% increased attack speed against towers. So they give less, but they push more against towers. Okay. And finally, as we wrap up the year, we've also wrapped up the early surrender and LP Constellation project we mentioned. Are they actually going through with it? Which are now ready for feedback. Oh! If there's an AFK player detecting your team after the 10-minute mark, a surrender vote can occur. Yes! For now, this change will only apply to Summoner's Rift, and the vote must be unanimous. If the vote isn't unanimous, at the 15-minute mark, the team can vote again, now only needing a majority. Yes! If the player on your team leaves during a ranked match or is detected as AFK, your LP loss may be reduced. Interesting. Premages with the disconnected AFK provisional players and players in promotion stage will not receive this loss reduction. Damn, that sucks, but that's good. That's good. Overall, that's really good. Item shop and icon improvements. Yeah, they just touched up the stuff to make it look better. Cool. Bug fixes. I don't really care. ARM balance changes. Let me read that because I play ARM a lot more, ironically enough, if I do play League. As real damage is going up. Okay, minions are a little tankier. Tier charge is a little slower. Excuse me. Players now gain 70 Summoner Spell Haste rather than 40% Summoner Spell CDR. Oh wow, okay. And then bug fixes, I don't care. Damn, that's a lot of bug fixes. So yeah, pretty decent patch, pretty boring patch personally. I mean, if the patch is boring, did they change what I think needed to be changed? Not really, because I don't know. They buffed Kraken's hair, but I don't think it's enough. But we're in the right direction. And overall, I think, you know, they're just putting things into line. I can't be too harsh with the preseason stuff. So overall, I'm sad they actually nerfed like Blade and Yasuo and stuff, but Yasuo I can understand, and Yon, Blade, man, they could have kept it. Varus, I think he's just worse. Samira, I don't understand. Yeah, overall, I'm gonna give this patch. I'm gonna be generous with this one. I'm gonna give it 7 Mark Merrills out of 10. I wanted to give it 6.5, but again, it's preseason. No one really knows what's going on yet, and I want to see what they're going to do to the ADs with the next patch. But oh boy, next patch should be meaty because we're going to go over Rel. But anyway, 7 out of 10 Mark Merrills. I hope you enjoyed patch 10.24 review, and hopefully I will be here for next patch if I care enough to play League or even make the video. I don't know. No one watches these anyway, but whatever. We'll see. I'm out.